Okay, we're back in Legend Heroes, Trails and Reverie. Where we last left off, we talked to everyone inside town, and now we're going to do our patrol outside town, starting at the cathedral. So that's the loading screen we're currently looking at, and I thought it would not last that long, but here we are. Kia, I'm so glad you're okay. You can always count on the Triple S, huh? We'll be waiting for Mom and Dad to come get us, so, you know, we'd figure we'd mess with the sister here to kill some time. Nothing ever changes with you guys. By the way, I'm glad you're both okay. Thanks, and don't push yourself too hard, Kia. We're kids, leave all the heavy-duty stuff to the adults. Don't worry, I got plenty of adults who are looking out for me. You do too much heavy-duty stuff, Kia. We're kids, let the grown-ups do all that. I mean, the Triple S is pretty awesome, but you're still putting yourself in danger. Just be careful, okay, Kia? Me and Ruse are gonna play hide-and-seek with Sister Juju after this. No way my stupid dad's gonna come pick me up. Yeah, I can play outside as much as I want now that the EDF's gone. I get where he's coming from, but does he have to be so loud? Guess that's just how kids are, huh? So these two are from Downtown District. I can't remember his father's name, but he's the alcoholic. And then he finally sobers up when the place gets thrashed by Vald. That's in Azure, by the way. I'm so glad the city's been freed without harm. Someone named Matthew also got in touch with me about Cannon over at the Michelin Wonderland, too. No, it's not over yet, but I feel much better compared to before. That's all thanks to the Triple S and your friends, and of course you, Kia. Aw, thank you. It's our pleasure. So yes, we also have to hit up Michelin Wonderland because it's in the list, even though you can't travel there directly. It's a relief that the Ebon Defense Force couldn't lay claim to the cathedral. If only we could have been able to enter the city through all this. Suppose I should just be grateful that our supplies held up even with so many refugees coming in. I know the children had quite a rough time of it, but they did a magnificent job staying strong. What was supposed to be a fun trip around Crossbell turned into total confinement here at the cathedral. It's not exactly the vacation I hoped for, but I'm thankful to the Septian Church for giving me somewhere to go in my time of need. There's no point in going out right now. The city is still in chaos, and I have no way of leaving the state so I can go home. It's best to just stay put and see how things develop before deciding what to do next. Lloyd, thank you so much for what you did for the city. I'm glad to see you, Ellie, and Key are alright. Can't understate just how important it is that you brought hope back to everyone's hearts. Everyone in the cathedral is in much higher spirits than they were before. It's good to see them smiling again. We all know things are still dire, but we're holding out faith that we'll find a way to pull through again. May Adios be with you for all what's... May Adios be with you all for what's to come. Thank you, Sister Marble. We're not going to lose faith either. That's right, we'll do whatever it takes to put an end to this madness. Just sit tight in the meantime. We promise we'll be careful. If you remember, Marble's the teacher there, so someone else must be in here. Most people who took refuge here have already returned to the city. Sister Juju's outside looking over the children who haven't been picked up yet. Things sure have changed since a few years ago. She's a real hit with them now. I think I'll take this opportunity to clean up the classroom while they're outside. Ah, so that's why she's there. That terrible weapon suddenly appeared just when it was safe to return to the city. Adios, please protect the people of this continent so that no harm comes to them, I beg of you. I know it's too soon to celebrate, but I couldn't be happier to see the city free again. Now the children that had to take refuge at the cathedral can return to their homes. The church is capable of wondrous things, but crises such as this are a reminder that we can't replace family and genuine bonds. So you've returned after all. You've done well. Scarlet was here earlier to brief me on everything that's happened. It's good to hear the brainwashing has worn off and things are much calmer around the city. Should have known she'd get the word out by now. Such a busy bee. Though yes, that's correct. We managed to avoid full-scale panic in the city at the very least. How long that lasts with the tower looming over us is another matter. We're on our way to get rid of it. I authorize your congregation operating Crossbell again, thinking it would prevent incidents like this. However, I'll hold my tongue for further complaints. I realize this matter vastly exceeds your typical jurisdiction. I'll be praying for your success all the same. The fate of the continent rests on each of your shoulders. I appreciate it. We'll need all the prayers we can get. Weird to go out here without a load screen. Here to pay your respects? A friend of yours just dropped by too, you know. Talking to the dearly departed is the best way of reflecting on what you've been doing with the life you still... have, okay. You take all the time you need. I misread that, so that's why I paused. mother. It's Arios and Shizuku. He must have brought her here so they could tell Saya what happened. So you all came to visit too. Hi everyone, and you brought Kia. Shizuku, I'm so glad you're okay. Likewise, I was worried sick when I heard you'd gone missing. Sorry about that, I'm all good now. I think we run into each other again before the operation. I suppose we were both thinking the same thing. Yeah, I want to pass the message to Guy. And I want to see my dad. I suppose coming here is something we all do to prepare ourselves. So it would seem. This is how it always has been for us, too. I can only imagine how worried Mother has been for us. I want to let her know that me and Father were going to be okay. That's so sweet, Shizuka. It was the contested nature of Crossbell that led to the incident that took Saya from us. I once thought the only way to honor her sacrifice was to carve out a future where Crossbell would be independent. But my reasoning was misguided, and what we had planned was doomed from the start. But on the day of the signing ceremony, I felt the future I dreamed of was within reach. It was all thanks to the future you'd created. Surely we can grasp that future again by stopping that tower. I believe so too, Arios. The path ahead of us has never been an easy one, but the future will be brighter than ever once this operation succeeds. I know it. None of us have any intention of letting go of the hope we finally managed to find. Let's give this everything we've got. Arios for Crossbell. Of course, I'll be counting on you all once more. I'll be staying at the Bracer Guild once the operation starts. I'm sure there's more I can do to help, but rest assured I'll be praying for everyone's safety. Good luck, Key. I'm sure you and the others will do great. You betcha, Shizuku. We're gonna have so much fun together once this is all over. It'll be just like the good old days. Can't stop. I can't ever stop if I'm gonna attain a future that would be... well, what? I can't ever stop if I'm to attain a future that would make both Saya and Guy proud. They have the wrong verb there. And the thing I want to look at, can we zoom in on that? You'll hear the chair squeak because I'm leaning to look. Okay. For a second there I thought they misspelled McLean. Now I don't remember what grave belongs to the Seeker Patriarch. This should be the Grimwood family. Where's the next row up? I had the chance to return home during the occupation, but I couldn't just stand parting from my husband. I did feel terrible for imposing upon the church, but they were too kind to allow me to stay. My husband is always instilling me with courage. Speaking to him through prayer really helps me realize that no matter what may come, everything will be alright. David Brown. Edward Walker, I think that is. Margaret Davis. Oh, she has 2 graves. Ozma Seeker. Joseph Taylor. Barbara Johnson. Here lies Ozma Seeker. No scene with Noel. Yeah, we have access to everyone here. What gives? I'll keep reading these. Hey, Margaret Davis. She's had 3 of them. Linda Miller. James Smith. Barbara Johnson has another one. Richard Wilson. That's the Grimwood family one. Tombstone so well that it's become possible to read its engraving. Lambs born under the bell, rest in peace. May the sun's golden rays illuminate your trail to the goddess's side. So yeah, does Miss Davis there just fake her death a lot, or what's going on? Barbara Johnson. So we've seen her. Isn't that her 3rd one? James Smith, I think, is a repeat. Richard Wilson, we saw his up there. Thomas James. Joseph Taylor, we saw his up there. Margaret Davis, isn't that her fourth one? Another Margaret Davis. Another Richard Wilson. John William Jr. John William Jr. So he even has them adjacent. Joseph Taylor. Thomas Smith. Margaret Davis. Wow. What number are we at? 5, I think, for her? Or is it 6 now? Elizabeth Moore. That's a new one. Margaret Davis. Oh, boy. What? Margaret Davis space Margaret Davis. Jeez, does no one... Is that an extremely common name, or is there some sort of identity theft fraud thing going on? Like, doesn't the insurance company notice that they've paid out the same policy like 5 times? Nothing for Guy. That's heartbreaking, because he had those really nice scenes in Azure. Well, that just ruined my mood. Since we can fast travel like this, I don't care to go up to Mainz. We'll hit it eventually.
What a sweet little village! The kind of place I'd love to settle down and live in with you, S.
Same. Who knows when that'll be, though.
What are you, retired? Can't you dream of something more exciting at your age?
I have a feeling they've seen more than enough excitement for one life. To put it lightly, I truly hope they soon find a place to call home.
Oh, that's sobering. Hey, it's the Triple S. Thank goodness y'all managed to liberate the city. I was doing a little scouting to see what was happening for myself, so I got a good look at the EDF retreating firsthand. It's means to see how much you've all accomplished for everyone. I want to do the same when I become the next village chief. Well, we're far from the only ones who helped liberate the city, but thank you, Derek. We're still working to get the remaining evacuees back home. I want to do everything I can to help people as the next chief of our Morka village. Whether it's providing food and water, sharing information on the village or clinic, or cooperating with merchants, there's a lot to do. Everyone's still nervous because we can't rule out the possibility that another war could break out. But we know you're all doing everything in your power to prevent that, so we can't sit around feeling sorry for ourselves. Exactly, this is a turning point for every Crossbell. Let's do everything we can for one another. I went and had myself a peek at that tower while helping the evacuees back home. It's as scary as those pillar things from the war. Big old things give me the heebie-jeebies. Sure we ain't gonna end up becoming the United Nation of Crossbell after all? For the love of Adio, someone stop that Supreme Leader before he screws up the whole dang continent. Sorry about that, my accent's always at its worst when I get fired up. Can't deny I'm really nervous, but sitting around being yellow it won't help anyone. I'll be waiting with bated breath to see how things change between now and when Calvert's supposed to get attacked. I don't actually know... That could be right. I never actually looked it up to check, so I'll take their word for it on that one. Well, can I just return from dropping people off in the city? Unfortunately, it seems that some of them returned to their homes only to find all their food had gone bad. Stores in the city are having trouble keeping their shelf stocked since the liberation, too. That's why Derek and I got to thinking there's a good chance for us farmers to make a difference. We're all glad the city's free again, but now we need to get back to work and help people get back on their feet. We'll hit up the sanatorium first. There isn't really a good way through this place since they added this. It's just a dead end inside. If it at least looped back, you could make a route, but that's just me trying to be efficient. Okay, we actually have to go over to talk. I'm glad none of the patients are panicking, at least. Yeah, that was a relief to see. Things are looking better. Speaker McDowell has been discharged, and you shouldn't have trouble caring for the patients that are still here. Wait, you're not suggesting you're... Yeah, I just got off the phone with St. Ursula. They're going to need some additional help. I'd be surprised if the police and CGF didn't suffer casualties in the coming operation. I'm sorry, Flora. I know I should have spoken to you about this first, but they need me. I have experience caring for people injured on the front lines, and I want to do my part to make the operation successful. I know. And I also know there's no changing your mind when you get like this. So go and do what you can. I'll stay here and help out here. But promise me you'll come back safe. I love you, Flora. It's a promise. Linton, your habit of charging into danger will always worry me, but this is who you are. I've always admired your willingness to help others, so you have my support. You better remember to keep your promise, understood? So yeah, I'm trying not to laugh because, seriously, just get some chains and shackle the dude down. It's not like I'll be going out to the front lines myself, so I'm sure I'll be fine. But I do feel bad about worrying Flora. I'll have to be sure to keep my promise. I'm still having trouble believing what we heard on that radio broadcast. What will become of Crossbell now? Can't let this get me down. There are patients here that are worried too, so I should make myself useful and do what I can to help them. Although I shouldn't really be one to talk about Lytton if you guys knew all the crazy crap I've done over the years. Hey, it's Mayfa. Wasn't expecting Speaker McDonald to ask to be discharged so quickly, though given what's happening in the city, I can hardly tell him to take it easy either. Hopefully he'll still find time to rest. Right, I need to focus on work again. Can't deny that leaving Saron to her own device at the hospital worries me. Oh, I am eagerly looking forward to that one. I need to put the patients and villagers' mind at ease. I have to stay calm. So tough love it is. Saron has to learn to look after herself sooner or later. The hospital is on fire. We can see the smoke out the window. I'm glad the city has been liberated, but now there's an even bigger problem. My odds of getting straight back to work are looking slim. Even my rehab doesn't go smoothly. At this point, I'll settle for just getting to see my family again. I need to hurry up and get better so I can see them. I heard Speaker McDonald's speech over the radio. I'm not sure what to think about the future still, but I'm glad he's in good health again. Suppose all the rest of us can do is stay patient and try to hold it together. I don't think there's a fish here that we haven't caught already. I have a feeling they're all on the different roads. I'm thinking the final fish will probably be at the sandbar, since that's where the Fisherman's Guild is hiding out. Suppose I was worrying over nothing. Jake's gonna be alright after all. It's all thanks to those two outsiders that were looking out for us. Still, now's not the time for us to undo our bootstraps. Seeing Jake grow is the best medicine I can ask for. I'm feeling like getting to work now that I'm feeling better. Welcome to Jake's. I was feeling pretty down after plans for my commemorative signing ceremony products fell through. Instead, I put together a campaign to cheer on everyone fighting for Crossbell's sake. First 30 customers who receive a care package are the first 30 customers who visit receive a care package to help in these trying times. Take it. Those are a little helpful. Oh my, are you sure we can have all these? Absolutely. Just don't be shy about saying where you got them. It's good publicity. Plus, I owe to the folks who rekindled my passion for running the store. The guy with the spiky hair and lady with the eye patch even protected our village. They helped more than I could have expected. So this is about Vald and Scarlet. They did say they keep an eye on things around here. I guess they did more to help out than we knew. Would have been cool if we could actually checked partway and saw this develop, but I digress. Spiky hair guy said I need to get off my butt instead of complaining, but more vulgarly got through to me though. That's when I came up with this campaign to hand out care packages. I just knew it would lift people's spirits up. Plus, it's good advertising for the store. Even Gramps thought it was a good idea. Not too bad if I say so for myself. Like, that's one of the things I do miss about the other games, where you could actually see the stuff play out. That was, by far, the Crossbell game's single biggest strength. If you managed to go around talking to people, you'd see serious development. Here, not so much. And we have another dude who can process Zemurian ore. That Supremo Leader guy, or whatever, was using a bunch of big words on the radio, so I didn't really get what he was saying. Groups were saying that we might be going to war again. Really? So that's what they're all worked up about? Does that mean they're going to have to go off to camps and get conscripted again? I don't want to do that again. Don't worry, there's still a good chance that won't happen. I'm sure that adults are just worrying too much on the off chance it does. Honestly, we should be ready too. I guess so, but what can we do? Maybe we can help look after the fields? If the adults are too busy worrying, then we could help water the crops and pick weeds. Good thinking, Polly. We could totally do that. Let's try helping out with all the stuff they're likely to forget. She's right. This is our time to shine. We've been through hard times before, like when that big tree shut up. Let's help each other. Let's help pull. Yeah, that's not... So they had the typos here. That's what threw me for a loop. Let's help each other pull through again. There must be something we can do to help, even if it's boring, easy stuff. All the grown-ups are going to be so surprised when they find out what we're doing, so let's go already. We were yelled at the last time we left the village on our own, so we better get someone to come with us. Oh, there's a bracer in town right now. We can ask him. We haven't seen Scott, have we? Greetings, pardon me, I must have gotten lost in my own thoughts. Boy, I'm glad the mission to liberate Crossbell was successful. On the other hand, look at the end result. If things continue this way and that weapon attacks the Republic, it will become a Crossbell. As Chief, it's my duty to make preparations so I can protect my people. Well, everyone's here. Job well done liberating Crossbell. Can hardly believe what Supreme Leader Rufus said. But then Speaker Mordello came on the radio and talked about the city being free, not to mention everything else going on. It sounded like nothing could ever crush his spirits. What a moment of encouragement. Really, the people of Remorcum have been so good to us. As if you have done a world of good for us as well. We may not be in the clear quite yet, but I'm determined to stay optimistic and see things through. Can we actually go upstairs? I'm not seeing... yeah. We saw Derek at the gate, so it was very unlikely he'd be there. It's just I wanted to make sure that there wasn't like a cat or something up there that they picked up while we were out. I didn't expect the city to be liberated so quickly. Please, the CGF and the Triple S haven't given up hope after all. And I can't give up so easily either. I need to do everything to repay all they've sacrificed for people like me. It's good to see you again, Triple S. Hey guys, glad you're still in one piece. Same to you, Scott. So you came here to catch up with Pearl. Yeah, I figured I could use my rounds as an opportunity to check in. Couldn't help but notice she wasn't in any of the cars that brought the refugees home. Sorry for not leaving sooner. The others were so worried about families they left behind that I let them go first. I wasn't as worried because I knew you'd be okay. I knew you'd come for us. That's why I married you. Ooh, am I the only one seeing these fireworks? Sorry about that. Anyway, Pearl told me about how much you helped everyone. You guys particularly remarkable the city was occupied, right? We had our hands full just trying to figure out how to save Mains. I really owe it to you all. Yes, it was thanks to the Triple S's allies that stayed behind that we were able to feel safe. Can you tell the young man with the spiked hair and sister that wears an eye patch how much we appreciate what they did for us? Sure, I'm glad we could all be of help. I'll pass your little message on to Vault and Scarlet. I underestimated Pearl. I thought she'd be more anxious, to be honest. Turns out I was worrying for nothing, and it's all thanks to all of you yet again. We've been working together to protect the state for years now, so here's to pulling off another successful mission. I was worried that the stress of everything that's happened would affect our daughter, but it hasn't phased her at all. She's going to grow up to be as dependable as her father, I can just tell. I should follow their lead and keep myself together too, though I do worry about how the others from the department store are. They're fine, we haven't burned it down yet, but the day is still young. Another crisis safely overcome. I was right about my experience at the military camp. It helped keep me calm. Keith's support has helped me a lot as well. He's made himself useful around here. He used to be a lot less confident and gloomy, but I think he's finally started to grow out of that. Don't get me wrong, he's still got a long way to go, but I think he's a decent man, and I do like that about him. He would take it the wrong way and let it go to his head if I told him that, though, so let's keep it our little secret. Welcome back, Ellie. Last of the evacuees just left the inn. Derek will be taking them back to the city. It's great to hear. Thank you for taking such good care of them, Gofan. Not all if anyone deserves praise. It's you and your friends for liberating the city. Things should settle down here, so don't worry about us. Focus on what you all still have to do. Just don't overdo and get yourselves hurt, alright? Of course, we'll do our best. No recipe. Derek was hesitant to spend the money to buy an orbital truck, but looking at how much use he's gained out of it now, I'd say the purchase paid off. Suppose I'll keep myself busy with tidying and cleaning the guest rooms. These are scary times for sure, but I did get some joy out of hearing everyone's impressions of the books I lent them. I'm a little sad to see them return to the city, if I'm being honest with myself. Then again, there's no telling what could happen next, so I can't blame them for taking the chance while they have it. I told everyone that I hope our paths cross again someday, whether they come to visit or I see them at the library. I couldn't tell how badly the occupation was gained to me until Celie pointed it out. Hearing her tell me that she hates it when I look so gloomy is a real wake-up call. It's not like one failed day or the city being occupied is the end of the world. Life goes on. The last few days felt like a bad dream, so that must be why I was so down on myself. I'm feeling much better now, though. Hopefully I didn't ruin my chances with Celie. Well, seeing as this is the last game of the series here, we'll never know. Unless there's a Calvert... I actually wouldn't put that past Falcom. I spoke way too soon there. Yep, I would not be surprised if we pop in here in Daybreak 3 or something. Oh, looks like we're going to mains next.
We owe a lot to the people here.
Yeah. We couldn't have broken through that barricade without them.
It speaks to what all people can do when we work together.
I can only imagine.
Rufus?
Hey, it's Chururu. What are you doing here? Thought you were still in Ymir. Yuna, look at all these legit-looking friends you got in tow. Legit-looking? So anyway, I was making my way across the Isengard range all by my lonesome when I learned Crossbell had been occupied again. As soon as I heard, I came rushing back. It wasn't easy with the borders being closed, but after crossing many a mountain and valley, I made it back in one piece. You what? You gotta be pulling her leg. I remember seeing you in Ymir, but I didn't realize you were the one tough customer till now. You know, I had no idea why I felt like there was a pit in my stomach that wouldn't go away at first, but it all makes sense now. I don't think it'll be going away anytime soon either. Be careful. We will. You two, take care on the rest of your journey. I just came back from dropping off a bunch of refugees in the city. I'm sure they're exhausted after going such a bumpy ride. My truck's a hunk of junk, so it's not the best of going through the mountains. Couldn't believe my eyes when I was out there. There really is a huge tower that sprouted up. Gone from one danger to the next so often that all I can do now is sigh. Not that being pessimistic is going to help. We can brace for the worst, yes, but we need to support one another first and foremost. Yeah, that's kind of how I think a lot of the player base feels. I'll never forgive the Supreme Leader for what he's put us through. Just because he's hot doesn't mean he can do whatever he wants. If we end up going into another war, I'm so going to be mad at him. I'm going to be so mad at him, I mean. So you just tell me whatever I can do to make him pay. I'm here for you. Well, let's head on up here. Stuff on the radio sounded really scary, but I didn't cry. Daddy said he was proud of me. Bet that means Machias and Toa are proud of me too, right? That's right, those two were seeking shelter in Maines before. I heard they helped a lot of the townspeople while they were here. You Thor's grads really get around. I've been manning the counter, so I didn't catch that beam of light everyone's been talking about. I'd be lying if I said I just don't feel like history repeating itself. Doesn't matter. I've handled it once before and I can do it again. Just gotta work together with everyone in town, so we're ready for anything. No crazy beams of light are gonna come after my daughter. Listen here, Kimmy. I hate to ask you not to go outside, but be a good girl and stay in here, alright? Daddy will keep you safe no matter what. Okay, maybe I'll do some studying so I can be as smart as Colin. You be careful too, Daddy. Since you're protecting me, I'll be the one to protect you. That's my little girl. What do I do to deserve such an amazing daughter? Okay, that was the shotgun I was using on Machias for the longest time. Looked at the achievement list, but I'm really hoping there isn't something like find all the books because of the RNG crap. I'm glad you were able to reach your family. As am I, but given the close proximity of our lands to the Juno Naval Fortress, everyone is rather panicked at present. All I was told was to take care of myself and find somewhere safe. How very strange, I was told much the same by my family. If I might chance a proposal, how does staying here a bit longer sound to you? I've actually been in discussions about doing so with the mayor due to feeling as though I could help the miners here. Goodness, what a surprising coincidence. I've also been thinking of staying here to repay my debts. These townspeople are our most darling inspiration, behaving with the utmost calm and clarity even in these turbulent times. If nothing else, I have a degree of confidence in my cooking now. I can use that skill to aid them. What a relief to hear we are of the same mind. My dear, I'm certain that we can overcome any trial as long as we're together. We are willing to turn our backs on our families to remain by each other's sides. I dare say there is no hardship so great that it would tear us apart. Then let us live here. No matter how grim the future may seem on the whole, you will always be my light in the dark. What a relief to hear we have the same mind. I plan to leave on patrol with the miners in short order, but I'd like to discuss this further upon my return if you're willing. I would love that. But you may be very pleased to hear that I prepared lunch for those going on patrol. No, am I pleased is an understatement. Then I hope it pleases you all the more once you've tried it. Still have ways to go before I become a fine cook, so I admit to some trepidation at the thought of you trying my dishes. I want to believe my earnest cooking will meet your satisfaction. I feel as though I'm living in a blessed dream after being able to sample Mercedes' cooking. Every bite motivated me a little more to more... Yeah, I think this is redundant to more there. Every bite motivated me a little more to make the most of my days. I cannot wait to converse with my beloved Mercedes again upon my return. I really hope they do more proofreading. More proofreading when we hit daybreak. Could have sworn my ears were playing tricks on me when Gantz of all people said he had an idea. All the guy's ever done is slack off and swing by the casinos. The first thing I asked him was, did you hit your head or something? Maybe it's his way of making up for all the trouble he's caused the mayor and the Triple S. If that's his aim, well, I'm all for it. I've been trying to think of ways to help out myself, so if he's got something in mind, it makes my job easier. Never thought I'd see the day when Gantz had a good idea, but here we are. Just dark clouds on the horizon with that tower and all that talk of another war. But that doesn't change what we got to do. Keep the town safe. Sitting around worrying ain't my style to begin with, so I'm down for patrolling for sure. Coming here has really opened my eyes to how strong the people of Mainz are. All I've been doing is complain, wanting to give up. I'm ashamed to call myself a Crossbellan. So I'm not going to go home just yet. I'm going to stay here and help these wonderful people to repay them for all they've done for me. Listen, I know you're all shaken by that beam of light earlier, but so is everyone else. There's even rumors about big monsters on the roads out of town now to top it off. And yeah, normally call bracers with the Triple S to take care of things, but I think we can all agree they've got enough on their plate right now. We can't be the reason they get pulled away from taking care of the bigger issues going on around us. So like, I don't know, we can at least do our own patrols to keep the town safe, right? So let's do that. Damn, who are you and what are you done with Gantz? Oh, did you have to show up while I was in the middle of my cool speech? Anyway, I just can't keep saying bye and doing nothing anymore, you know? If I want to hit the slots at the casino again, then I need to stand up and fight. So don't worry about things around here. We'll only call on you if we really need you. Don't hesitate when the time comes either. We'll come running. Good luck, Gantz, but please, be careful. Same to you guys. Most people would feel depressed after hearing a radio broadcast like that, but not the people of Mainz. We don't believe in overthinking things. Time spent depressed is time wasted. It's looking very possible that Keller might invade and we might find ourselves in the middle of another world war. But if that happens, nowhere's going to be safe. All we can do is continue living like we always do. I just got word that they managed to save Morale. What wonderful news. Just knew things were going to work out when Dr. Salem became involved. The situation we're all in is still a grim one, but nothing keeps you going like a bit of good news. Now it's time for me to use all this energy to cook up some fine meals for the townsfolk. Yep, those are obsolete. I didn't bother looking at the curry, so I'm just assuming it's equally as bad. Not seeing any dots, so we'll just turn around and head out the door. So yeah, I don't know if I'm going to hit up the guys in the sandbar this video. It's most likely going to be the next one when I'm going around fighting monsters and fishing. I saw a weird light shoot up in the sky earlier. It was pretty, but it still shook me up a bit. About as much as that earthquake did, in fact. That was a strong one. Just hope it didn't cause any of the mine shafts to collapse. I won't give in to fear, though. Dad always says men of the mine never give in to fear. But I'm not scared, really. If my dad can handle this, then so can I. Door is locked. This one's locked too, I believe. So yeah, I think we're done here in Mainz. It says there's still something somewhere, but I don't see it anywhere. Chief's house. Well, aren't you all sight for sore eyes? Folks at St. Ursula Hospital just got in touch. Rail surgery is a success. I just let everyone in the tavern know. Isn't that wonderful news, Randy? Sorry for worrying everyone. Another small detail to note, according to the radio, Crossbell's been liberated. I can't thank you enough. This could never happen without your help. You've given us the courage to press on once more. For people like Gantz especially. All the townsfolk gathered together to listen to the radio. And when we heard the city had been liberated, he had nothing but glowing praise for the Triple S. The Triple S always had my back, and everyone's denied them and so forth. Now that's just embarrassing. But he's hardly the only one who had kind words. Everyone here in Mainz has been on the receiving end of your help. But even us downtrodden souls are determined to find something to do in this situation. Don't anybody count Mainz out yet. You can leave the rest here to us. I suppose you're all still in the middle of your mission. Please be careful. We'll take that to heart, don't worry. Thanks for all your help. Sounds like both the Guardian Force and the City Guard had a rough time during the liberation of Crossbell. We know so many of their faces. How can we not worry about them? Nonetheless, we have nothing but gratitude for every one of them. We can't see the tower from Maine, so we don't know a lot about the current situation, but rest assured we're going to do our darndest to keep this place safe. Okay, that's all of that one. I wonder if these actually mark where the monsters are. I'm trying to think. There may have been someone just walking by randomly we didn't see there. For West Street, I think we went through that one with the fine-tooth comb, so I don't even know where we could have missed someone there. Unless there was something more in the bakery, perhaps? So, yeah, let's go to the police academy. Why is there something in the depths? I'm gonna poke my head in here, but I'm not gonna stick around. In the event there's a monster or something. This must be what we're looking for. Hello there. Hope we aren't interrupting anything. Not at all. Though I wasn't expecting to see so many of you all at once. Trust preparations are going well? That they are. Is there anything we can help with? We're trying to uncover exactly what happened here. Actually, a few of you were involved, I believe, so you and Hemisphere may be able to help. Could I have a moment of your time? Never saw myself helping the police. I still don't see it. Too much effort, so it's all US. Nadia? Why me in particular? We found a certain something in there we're not sure what to do with. We thought it'd be better to figure out what happened before deciding how to approach it. I think I know what you found. See, that does sound like a job for me, then. Your cooperation is appreciated. If McLean and Lord Rufus would also share their accounts on what happened here, that would also help. You have my word they'll not press you on your backgrounds if you choose to cooperate. We'll hold you to that, then. All happened so fast that there's a lot I don't remember. Well, let's hope we'll be able to fill in any gaps in your memory. Suppose I can help just this once? Him being so cooperative is weirding me out some. It's enough whispering. I have some questions for you too, you know. So do I actually have to answer questions here? Because it's been so long since I played, I'll probably just Google them. Well, this is part of the Monarch's regalia. While recovering artifacts does fall under the Church's purview, I'm not sure there's a point with this one so broken. Sorry about that, wasn't much choice. It fused with the Emperor. Or whatever he turned into. It was as if it resonated with his obsession toward Swin and Nadia, transforming him into a monster. That can happen. There's still a lot we don't know about artifacts, but I didn't think they were capable of something like that. Wouldn't be the first time an artifact reacted to a person's thoughts. At least it's lost the ability to do that now. I see no problem with leaving it in the police's hands. Understood, we'll turn it over to the cathedral once we finish writing our report. Your information has given us a fuller picture of what went on as well, though I do wish we had more to go on to properly identify this Emperor individual. You're better off not thinking about who he is too much, not like he'll be causing any more trouble anyway. And the organization doesn't take kindly to anyone digging into their affairs. Even we're in the dark about it, and we were part of it for a few years. Then they operate similarly to the Society. First Division can't afford to turn a blind eye to criminals who operate within its borders, dangerous or not. We'll likely need to work with the Guild to keep an eye on them as much as we do Ouroboros. You'll have our full backing. I'll be sure to share what we learned here with the other branches when I can. Can you clarify something for me? You said the Emperor who showed up wasn't the real one, right? A simulacrum, then. Yet another one to add to the list with the Supreme Leader McBurn and the other Arios. It's wild to think there's tech so advanced that they can copy a guy like McBurn and not have him notice he ain't the real deal. If Elysium can calculate the future well enough to call it a prediction, then it could certainly calculate a living being. That also makes what Nadia and Swin said a little strange. How come the replica Emperor was different from the real one? Even the way he fought against us was different. The biggest one was him being willing to overlook our betrayal. The Emperor we knew would stop at nothing to see us dead for that same offense. He's the type to take pleasure in seeing someone kill their own partner. He'd never miss a chance to make us feel the worst kind of pain imaginable. But then why would Elysium choose to realize him the way it did? If it really is capable of analyzing a person's makeup down to every last detail and knowing the future, why would such obvious tells that give the replica away to anyone familiar with the original be part of their design? That's a good question. There is no logic behind an AI choosing to calculate any replica that way. This is gonna sound weird, but work with me here. Say we failed to kill him the first time around. What do you think he would have done? probably would have considered us as fine as tools for being able to corner him as much as we did. Then he'd brainwash us so we'd never act out of line again. So I guess there are scenarios where he'd forgive us, is what you're trying to say. And if you could think that, then it makes sense for the replica to think that way. My head's starting to hurt. Sorry, saying stuff like this isn't like me at all. Not that there's any point in talking in what-ifs. I don't know whether this relates to your case, but there is no such thing as true perfection in this world. Elysium may appear that way to us, but it is likely no exception. I agree, and I imagine that's what Prince Olivert and the others hope to exploit through their plan. You'll be taking part of the operation too, won't you, Dudley? Yes, although only in a supporting role. The true keys to its success will be all of you. I may not be able to accompany you this time, Bannings, but I still expect you to do your utmost to ascertain the truth. You look after them, McLean. I'll be certain to keep them safe in your and Guy's place. I'll get us our answers, Detective. Count on it. After being farewell to Dudley and Officer France, they resumed their preparations. Thanks a bunch for helping to move our investigation along. The Metropolitan Division is going to do all it can to support your upcoming operation in turn, so whatever you need, I'm here for you. Good luck out there. Thanks, France. Counting on you. I plan to assist with the operations plan once we're done dealing with the aftermath. I won't be joining you all this time, but that's in part because I have faith that you'll get the job done. Bannings grasped the truth behind this incident, as a true detective would. Right? So yeah, I planned on checking this one anyway, so this isn't that bad. Unless the monsters in the parking lot or something, which would freaking suck. So I cut out the motorcycle tutorial. I probably should whip that out here. Just got word that the prison investigation has made a breakthrough. The timing couldn't be better. We aren't going to have the staff to spare here. Yep, that is a typo. We aren't going to have the staff to spare here or anywhere else once the operation starts. And on a personal level, it would have kept bugging me if I had to put a pause on it with so many questions looming.
Yeah!
You think you put these on the truck too? I want to say that's supposed to be you think you could put these on the truck too? I'd appreciate it. I've got no idea what weapons we're capable of. What the weapons we're capable of, what we're finding are capable of. So Detective Emma told us to go ham on firepower. That's no problem. I'll also relay the message to the rear CGF unit handling supplies.
Hey!
Good afternoon. Detective Dudley and a few other officers are conducting an investigation inside the prison. It's unlocked if you want to go in and say hello. Already did. Holy crap. So that's a boss fight from the look of it. Once again, we'll poke our head in, but, like, I'm trying to think of what NPC would be here otherwise. Yona. Well, yeah, we don't have access to the geofront to look for him. Oh, it's you guys. Dio, I'm so glad you're alright. It's good to see you're well, too. We just thought we'd stop by. Fald, Rosine, how are things going over here? Not bad. The pros finished their analysis not long ago. Really? It was a simple task, especially given that most of the device's capabilities have already been demonstrated to us. Though the fact that a device capable of so much exists at all is something I did not expect. Says a lot in itself coming from you. You mentioned that this device was responsible for the Retributive Tower's active camouflage, right? But it's not the same as the stealth technology used to hide the Courageous 2 and Nord. This goes well beyond just active camouflage. This device does much more than that. For one, it's capable of noise cancellation to a degree that would and did allow a weapon of that size to be built in secret. It even made use of the orbital network and communications equipment to alter boat routes to keep them away from it. Is that even possible? I'd wonder how it was made without anyone realizing, but I suppose we now have our answer. Was the sonorous seashell part of this? For certain. There was only the final piece in a complex arrangement. The false divine blade of wind that appeared in Nord was also controlled from here, it seems. That was done all the way from Crossbell? Is there anything our enemy can't do at this point? Sheesh. I can understand how that artifact would enable such a thing in theory, but it is still hard to believe. Yeah, we're talking about something on a much bigger scale than the round of 7. But all this makes it sound key to our enemy's plans. Why was it just left out here? Maybe they don't need any more now that the Retributive Tower is finished. Shame we couldn't ask the person whom we fought here that question. Agreed. News of Elysium has thrown Arteria into an uproar too. No doubt. None of the singularity stuff fits into our holy texts at all. But you can't exactly file it under the category of unexpected miracle like the Salt Pail or McBurn either. There is no place for vague words like miracle when talking about a singularity. We're talking about a technological feat that has always been possible for humanity to achieve. That is, save the part about having that never-before documented capacity to calculate the very future. The predictive conditional convergence calculations that we were told about, where you can calculate the odds of potential outcomes based on the variables you define. Are there even any limits on what you could do with something like that? I'd say no. Providing you know what you want to achieve, you can explore every possibility and option for getting there. If you had to choose between two options, you can calculate the possible future for both and reject the one with the worst outcome. Multiply that by an infinite number of choices and potential futures, and you have an idea of what Elysium can do. It truly boggles the mind. Calculating possibilities to avoid the worst, huh? That description made me think of Muse's ability a little. That, mixed with Arundel's super instincts. I wish I got nothing on the kind of stuff she's describing. At this point, it's genuinely believable that every decision we have made has been exactly in line with their culprit's projections. That's so crazy. That leaves the question of exactly what future they're trying to bring about. Whatever it is, I can't see being a bright one if a superweapon like the Retributive Tower is a key piece of the puzzle. We can't let this come to pass. Right, we're not letting some AI decide our future for us. Took the words right out of my mouth. Sounds like you and the professor are helping with what Prince Olivert is planning too. We can do this, I know we can. You guys aren't going to believe the surprise we got in store for you. When artificial intelligence reaches that point, humanity's true value will be put to the test. Those were Epstein's words when he predicted the existence of a technological singularity. If you want to prove there's still a place for us in this new future, you'd better sprint ahead full bore and prove it. You can count on that. So we get Rosine's notes. Father Thomas is currently back in Arteria taking measures together with the commander. As for myself, I intend to help however I can, not only as a Growlsword, but more importantly as a fellow student of Thor's. If there's anything I can do, Reen, Sir Gaius, Sir Wazi, please don't hesitate to ask. Of course, Rosine. We'll take all the help we can get. Thanks for pitching in. Yes, it's great to have you here with us. I'm sure it's not going to be easy looking after Vald, but what he said. Glad to have you aboard, Rosine. Still not sure how you pronounce his name, and I'm too lazy to look it up to verify. Looks like the interference this machinery was causing along the spirit veins has stopped. Not that we can really celebrate. Now that the damn towers absorb mana directly, it's probably wreaking serious havoc on the spirit veins now. You guys can focus on the dirty work. Scarlet and I will keep checking other points of interest. So take Wheezy and go raise some hell, yeah? That's what the Triple S is best at. Guess you got us there. Thanks for everything, Gold. Good luck on your end, too. I know I don't say it enough, but I'd appreciate all the help. You'll have to be a little more patient to see the surprise I've got cooked up. Can't let you guys have all the fun, so save some for the rest of us, will you? Seriously, though, watch yourselves out there. I don't want to see you guys getting hurt after making it this far. How uncharacteristically thoughtful coming from you, Yona, but I appreciate it. We'll be careful. Good luck, Yona. You've got this. We could improve our own technology exponentially if we just get a proper analysis of how this works. I'm hardly as concerned about that right now as I am about you, Tio. I'm so nervous that my stomach is in knots and I can feel a nasty migraine coming on. Still, I know your friends need you. Please promise me you'll be careful. Come home to me in one piece, Tio. You're too old to be bawling like a child, you know. I don't plan on leaving you all on your own. Believe in me and I'll come back. So this is the product of a technological singularity. It's not how I expected to see one come to fruition. Regardless, do what you must to take care of it. See to it you don't succumb to a self-fulfilling prophecy. And here we go. I was kind of afraid there might be a monster or something waiting on the beach, but we'll see when we get there. Ah, crap, there's fishing out here too, isn't there? I don't remember if there's fishing on the beach.
Everyone's just about evacuated by now.
Yeah, though my dad said something about him needing to tie up a few loose ends first.
Why don't we take another close look at the terminal we found in the Castle of Mirrors?
Already did. We received a message from the CGF not long ago. They're still not sure what's going on, so they told us not to board the ship and stay out of the lake. This might even be worse than the war. Can't let my doom and gloom stop me from doing my job, of course. The harder I work, the lighter Sally's workload is. Did you notice her name was Usherette? I always thought usher was like a gender-neutral word. Like fencer, instead of swordsman or swordswoman.
Bye. This'll be good.
I can't remember this thing's name right now. Elecanthus?
Look at the size of this baby!
Yeah. I remembered it. So I'm only missing 5 fish. So there's going to be one on Ursula, which is going to be the final one. I wonder if there's like one on each direction from Crossbell City and then the finale.
You can get a real clear view of the tower from here.
Inside there is Elysium after being taken over.
And who took it over, I'm sure.
Surely we have better things to do than stand here and admire the grim view, yes?
You're right. Let's keep up with preparations.
You're the Triple S. I remember seeing the rest of you some time ago, too. Matthew's been real worried about you. You're all he's talked about lately. If you're looking for him, you'll find him somewhere around the reception area. I'd make sure to say hi to him if I were you. On an unrelated note, most of the visitors staying with us took off on the train a little while ago. Right now, the remaining staff is in the middle of inspecting the attractions and other facilities across the park. Things are pretty chaotic around here right now, what with the tower at Lake Elm, with that tower in Lake Elm. But please feel free to walk around regardless. Sweep, 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 sweep. I gotta get everything spick and span in time for the park's reopening. Look who it is. Good to see you, Cannon. Heard you were working here. Oh my goddess, it's Wazy. Hey, you have no idea how happy I am right now. I wasn't sure I'd ever get to see you again. How do you two know each other exactly? Ken and I used to cross paths a lot back when I hung out around the downtown district in Crossbell City. Glad to see you still have that unbeatable work ethic. Just don't let it come at the cost of your own well-being. Crossbell's not exactly safe right now, I know, but I'd still urge you to consider evacuating. Right, thanks for looking out for me, Wazy. Don't worry, I plan to leave this place on the next train out. I promise I'll be okay. So if you don't remember him, he lived in the downtown district. He was the one who tried to clean up the place. We had to do the metal salvage mission with him after the one house burned down. When you're doing the whole rebuild in Azure. Goodness, you all positively exude style, and one of you looks just like a doll. That dress she's wearing is exquisite. I see you're a lady of culture as well. These clothes were designed and made by the Rosenberg Studios' greatest Shush LP. What a wonderful antique-style dress. I can sense the beginning of a new trend. Quite frankly, I'm as concerned as everyone else, but I feel a little less scared now. Gonna believe in Crossbell's future, not just theirs, but the fashion world's too. All I need to focus on is finishing my work. That beam was terrifying. Thought I was gonna die just watching the thing. I don't know what's gonna happen next, but you folks better evacuate ASAP. So you can buy the midnight blue gowns for so inclined. Kinda wonder how much armor, or how much the damage increases if you happen to change out your armor for the high evade crap. Just what is that tower anyway? And how long has it been hiding inside the lake? Stupid Supreme Leader, we're already struggling enough because of you as it is, and then you go and do this? Can you not give us hell for once? Miss Romina, please calm down. Getting angry about this isn't going to do any good. You see those mishies over there? Why don't you go say hello to them and take your mind off things a bit? Do you even hear how ridiculous you sound? Did you realize how much trouble we're all in? I don't have time to waste playing around. I hear what you're saying, I really do, but we need their power to soothe people's souls if we want to get everyone to be in good spirits. Actually, as it so happens, since we're short on help lately, I'm going to don the Mishi suit myself and run around to someone for a while. I applaud your willingness to volunteer, but are you sure that's wise? This is you we're talking about. Actually, thinking about you inside that costume made me laugh. Maybe it's not such a bad idea after all. Glad to see Ramina's finally taking a breath. Times like this, it's easy for anyone to get on edge. We all need a change of pace from time to time, or else we'll all go crazy. Matthew's so awesome putting that Mishi show together. Okay, I do already own those, so don't need to buy any more. Probably should be saying this, so I'd prefer if you kept it off record, but you know, Mecha Mishi, he's being played by a veteran actor who's now in retirement. He actually used to be the one who played Mishi himself. But as he put it to us earlier, he handed that role over to his son and didn't want to take that away from him now of all times. In any case, it's nice to see our visitors smiling again thanks to that duo. Not that I expect any less from Mishi actors. That's so cool. So Mishi runs in the family, you could say. And thus did the curtain pull back, shattering my Mishi headcanon into a million pieces. I didn't hear anything, you didn't say anything, all I see are Mishi and Mecha Mishi doing their thing. That's how it's gonna stay. Mishi's paws are so warm, I was surprised. I know, but Mecha Mishis are nice and cool. They felt nice with the touch in this weather. Still, I'm glad you're feeling better, Emmy. It's hard to believe you were bawling your eyes out earlier. You don't have to remind me of that, sheesh. I mean, who wouldn't be terrified? First that big weird tower came out of nowhere and then fired that scary beam. Plus, Mom and Dad are going to chew me out when I get back to town. Like I said before, you really don't need to worry about that. It was my idea to come to Michelin anyway. I'm the one to blame here, right? Besides, I'm your fiancé, aren't I? Not exactly looking forward to getting yelled at by them, but I'll own up to this. I'll own up to this so you don't have to deal with it. No, Zell, that wouldn't be fair. Like you said, we're a couple. When one of us is in trouble, the other is there to help. That's how it works. Aw, Emmy. Kinda must have frozen over. I think that's the nicest thing you ever said to me. What's that supposed to mean? These two remind me of the two kids on Airplane who were acting like adults. That's an old movie that I imagine most people probably haven't seen. I was just speaking in the heat of the moment. No need to get worked up about it. But it's true, you're my fiancée, Zell, and when you're engaged, you support each other. I didn't say anything wrong, did I? I get it, I promise. It's just, well, when you remind me you're my fiancé out loud like that, couldn't help but feel a little bashful, in a good way, of course. Welcome back, everyone. Judging by your smiling face, I take you managed to liberate Crossbell. Words can't convey how proud I am. I'm sure it wasn't easy. Thanks, Dad. We're not completely out of the woods yet, but it was an important first step for us to take. How about you, though? Looks like the real line's back up and running, huh? Yep, the Crossbell Guardian Force got in touch with us just a little while ago. Sounds like the line to Center as the hospital's reopened along with the freight trains. Needless to say, that's a huge relief. We can finally send the stranded visitors back home. It's great to hear, but what about you? Are you leaving with them? I don't think that's an option for me, sadly. The theme park obviously remains closed, but there are still people staying in the villas, not to mention our own staff. Somebody has to take charge so that Michelin can still function the way it needs to. I know full that Ken, Nana, and your mother would prefer that I leave, understandably so. I feel guilty about worrying them so much. Sure, fair enough, but in some ways, that sense of responsibility is what makes you my dad, so I can't say I'm all that surprised to hear that either. I suppose so. I'm such a bad husband, always giving your mom so much grief. Don't worry about it, Dad. Mom and the others understand you got things you have to do. They know you'll come back, and they'll wait as long as it takes. It's on both of us to make sure we don't let them down, right, Dad? Right, you stay safe out there, sweetheart. That goes for all of you. Once this is all behind us, I hope to see you all again safe and happy. Staff and I will gladly welcome you all with open arms. You're too generous as always, Matthew. We'll do our absolute best to make it back here in one piece. All the more reason for us to give the task at hand our absolute best. We can't fail when we've got another trip to Michelin Wonderland on the line. You'll carry such a heavy burden on your shoulders, so I'll pray for your success. Once this is all over, hope you come back and visit us. We'll welcome you with open arms. In the meantime, stay safe, best luck with whatever lies ahead, may the gods be with you. You know, those missions are actually pretty tough for keeping a brave face and staying positive in light of all that's going on. It really reminds you just how much all the employees here care about their visitors. Those missions have the right idea. I can't keep my head down. I've got to go out there and live my life to the fullest no matter what. My daughter's been so cranky lately, probably because of how long we've been away from home due to the state of things. A little justifiable. Just saying. But as soon as she got to say hi to Mishy and Mecha Mishy, she cheered right up. I'm so relieved to see her smiling again. It's nice to have Mishy and Mecha Mishy signing us off like this as we wait for the next train to pull in. I figured they were doing it for my daughter, but even I feel happier having them here. Guess what? I gotta talk to Mishy and Mecha Mishy. They told me to cheer up because everything's gonna be okay. I feel super duper happy now. Yay, Mishy. I love Mishy. I'm sorry, evil Mishy's causing chaos around the park right now, but not to worry, we'll put a stop to his antics with our happy dance. Goodbye for now, friends. Take care. It's sad our time has to end, but I know we'll meet again soon. After all, I was fortunate enough to reunite with all my wonderful siblings. Our bonds together are strong as steel. Nothing can tear us apart. Believe it. You said it, bro. I couldn't have put it any better myself. It's nice to see everyone off as they evacuate by train. So it makes Michelin so amazing. They're just as dedicated to looking after the visitors as they are to maintain their act, even in times of crisis. Don't worry, you'll be able to head back to Crossbell City before long. But what's the rush? Relax, take it easy, enjoy your stay with us here in the meantime. What's the matter? Why do you look so anxious? Don't worry, even if things are tough now, good times are always just around the corner. Hang in there. I know this is a different Mecha Mishy, but it's hard not to be reminded of Miss Schneider. I know what you mean. Hopefully this one will live a long explosion-free life. But what is life without the explosions? Just think how dull and dreary it'd be. No excitement, no ground rumbling, no smoke in the air. Stench of sulfur. The more I look at that thing, the more foreboding it looks. It's really inside some kind of super weapon that's going to keep firing those beams off, right? Gotta be kidding me, hasn't Crossbell been through enough already? I'm at a loss for words at this point. And he has the exact same stuff as inside. Can't believe believe the lake was behind such a massive tower just running the surface this entire time, especially because I go diving in the lake pretty regularly to make sure there's nothing posing any danger for our swimmers. I've been especially careful ever since that giant fish appeared during the war, and yet I still never saw anything like this. So if you wanted to see the tower, you'll have to pause the video to make it last longer, I'm afraid. We can hit up this one. Or wait, we passed it. Because next we need to go out to the villas. Mr. Crawford told me a little about what happened here with Mekamishi. As a new character, he was slow to take off, especially given his lacking popularity with the women and girls. Nevertheless, I like to extend his appeal and intend to look into potential merchandising ventures. Although obviously we must first get through this current crisis before entertaining any of those ideas. You could buy more than this more in here. We should be getting close to the end of the gear, so pretty soon all the money we make... They don't tell us how many unit are... There we go. 8,700 masses. I don't know what type of drops we're looking at for the post-game, but we'll probably be able to pick up those accessories for that. For the longest time I was thinking the accessories were geared towards here, the final chapter, so to speak, but... Might be why some of them have an additional tier. Elizabeth? She seems to have noticed something's amiss too. You can say that again. So real quick... So the villas are empty. I'm curious what they say if we go over here. If only we could ride the motorcycle here, you know. I was hoping for, like, actual dialogue between the characters, but I guess I was asking for too much. So remember that one of the maids here has a crush on Wazy? That's one of the few things we can look forward to. She must be back here. I happened to be outside when that beam of light shot into the sky. All of a sudden all I could see was white light and everything started sounding like it was distant. Even though it doesn't feel like it could have been real. The whole thing's left me terrified, to be honest, but I'm trying to hide the fear in front of our guests. Evacuation of the guests has been proceeding without issue, fortunately. Most of our staff are also going to be returning to Crossbell City. It's a shame that Michelin will need to close for the time being. There's just no other option given the circumstances. But we all have pride in our work, and so we'll be doing one last clean and check of everything before everyone departs. Citrus, you're never going to believe what happened. After all I've been through these past few years, I don't think anything could surprise me. So you go ahead, lay it on me. Look what I found cleaning the guest rooms. It's a business card for the legendary host Wazy. I'd almost forgotten you were completely obsessed with him. Come on, this is major. Don't you realize how valuable an item this is? Wazy hasn't been a host for years now. Well, I'm honored you think so highly of me. I haven't seen you since I came here with Lloyd and the others a while back. He's here. It's really you, and you remembered me? Could I shake your hand? That's fine by me. That's fine by me. Is that really all you want, though? I can have more? Would an autograph be okay, then? We're potentially on the brink of another world war here, but you wouldn't know it watching her geek out like this. Wazy's still got quite a fan base, huh? Never would have guessed that he used to be a host. Between Wazy and Instructor Thomas, it sure seems like the Growlsword has a lot of, colorful characters. And keep in mind, I don't think he's met Ein Solnay yet. Thank you so much. I'm not gonna let anything get to me down now. I'm gonna become a maid my younger coworkers can look up to. That's the spirit. I look forward to meeting you again someday. I know she's a big Wazy fan, but Lonnie could stand to pull herself together a little. Right now, I wish she could share some of that easygoing nature with Laurier, though. So, is that it for here? Yeah. It's nothing on the upper... They might even let you up there, so that probably really is. Oh well. I'm done cleaning the tables and chairs, but there's still plenty more to do. Next, I have to take care of the kitchen. Luckily, Mr. Hager sent someone to help. We have to be quick about it, though. Matthew has enough to worry about. Mike Hager? It looks like the park will be closed for the foreseeable future. I'll have to go through a refrigerator to figure out what to do with all of our remaining food. Frozen meat and flour-based dishes are easy enough to preserve, but the perishables will need to be taken out. Hey, I recognize this face, so you even have the Triple S with you. Can't imagine you're not terribly busy with the state of things. I got my hands full preparing for the whole resort to shut down. Since you and I might keep the kitchen open a while longer, I'd like to place an order for the finest food in Michelin, let me know. So when he was talking about shutting the place down, I figured they were going to turn off the power. One of the stories I haven't really told is about when I was doing Red Cross work in Florida in Hurricane Aftermath, but basically to get food for people there, we just raided the restaurants one by one. Like, we were allowed to go in there and take the stuff, it's just, you picked a restaurant, you go in there and you take everything, because once you break that seal, with no electricity, the food's going to go bad otherwise, so we had to haul out everything in boxes. Really bad part there is you haven't seen Florida architecture due to the storms. A lot of it is vertical, so we had to carry stuff up steps because there's no elevators. And everything has to be cooked on gas-powered grills and stuff. You're the ones who freed Michelin from the Up and Defense Force. Michi and the others left the land of dreams with inspiration in their hearts. We're planning on keeping things closed until the situation calms down, but needless to say, we employees are going to give it our all too. We're cleaning things up ahead of reopening, but if you see something you want, please let us know. I expect nothing less from the glorious Michelin Wonderland. What tremendous spirit. Everyone, we should buy something, specifically Michi stuff. Your love for Michi never fails to impress. So I kind of wonder what Michi addict they're going to have in Daybreak. Out of curiosity. The only thing that's new is the Ferris wheel. Back when I was taking refuge, I took it upon myself to hand out Michi ice cream in an effort to cheer folks up. But they ate it up literally. Just goes to show what a powerful force for good Michi really is. Hope we can get this park back up and running soon. There are plenty more people out there who have yet to discover Michi. Might be a little easier said than done, but otherwise I couldn't agree with you more. Crossbell, no, all of Zemuria needs Michi back, and it's up to us to light his way. Gosh, Gio, you sound so serious. Not that I disagree, of course. At this rate, who knows what's going to happen to all of us. For now, all I can do is keep things in order so that we can reopen for business at any time. Whatever happens, happens. No use fretting beyond that. So on a very positive note, this is probably the longest stretch I've seen outside of combat scenarios where there have not been any typos. I was doing a test run of the Ferris wheel and the tower fired its beam of light. It was terrifying to see, let me tell you. But I took over and I shut the ride down without thinking. Now with the park closed again, I doubt there'll be much to do but run more tests. So I'm pretty sure there's a monster in the wetlands. Like, that would be one of the best spots to hide one. And I shouldn't even say hide, because, you know. Underground freight line.
All right. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, I don't know why we're here. With the one monster there, I was wondering, like, is this a special monster of some sort? But you can see Ellie just blew it away. And it'd be really awkward if it was and I was supposed to fight it.
I'm so glad Murray pulled through. You must have been biting your nails the whole operation.
I knew her time wasn't up, but still. Yeah, I should pay her a visit since I'm here.
Yes, because you just happened to be here.
Yep, and I'll just happen to make myself scarce to go say hi to everyone else.
Now then.
Well, at least Tio can read a room. So that's the retributive tower, is it? It kind of reminds me of those pillars that showed up during the war. Those were creepy, but this screams a giant weapon. I'm not foolish enough thinking I can protect the hospital for something like that alone. Last thing we can do is leave my post. Just me staying here keeping watch will ease the patient somewhat. It's worth doing. Might not be able to do much to protect the hospital for something like that, but I'll do my best to stand here and keep everyone calm. I haven't been feeling very well lately, probably just because I'm too anxious to sleep. I came here to get a checkup to be sure. Never expect to see Michette here. What a lovely surprise. Maybe I should ask to shake her palm while I have the chance. No one told me Michelle was going to visit the hospital. I wanted to visit Michelin for ages, but it's like Michelin's come to me. Let's dance around and make a wishy with Michi. Michi's not here, shut up. They really didn't need to go out of their way to do this, so I'm sure the situation at Michelin isn't great either. Still, I'm happy they did. This was so sweet of them. I'm worried about what might happen, but it's hard to stay glum when people are trying so hard to cheer us up. Listen up, everyone. Today, Michette came all the way from Michelin Wonderland to see you. And she did to show you all the most adorable dance you've ever seen. Everyone's welcome to join in, so if you can, come dance along with her. They're missing the punctuation mark, but that's a small one. Hello, everyone. Really wanted to see everyone at the hospital, how everyone at the hospital is doing, and come cheer you all up. But before we dance, we have to say the magic words. Let's shout them out so loudly all the good boys and girls over at Michelin will be able to hear us. No, this is a hospital. Shut up. 3, 2, 1. Let's dance and make a wishy with Michi. Let's dance and make a wishy with Michi. Tio really is a hardcore fan. She didn't even flinch. It's good to see the theme park staff come here and do this, especially with how visible the tower is due to the hospital facing the lake. I hope Michette can ease their worries even just a little. Michette's dance show is going to be starting soon, but don't worry, the Doves didn't animate it because they cheaped out on everything else here. I'm going to show you all the cutest dance you've ever seen. It'll be fun for all ages. You can take that to the IBC. Just 5 minutes. Just give me 5 minutes. Come on, Tio. You'll have plenty of chance to see Michelle when this is all over.
That area's team.
Less chatter, more fishing, Kurt.
Bye.
What?
Crap. Bye.
I hate this game.
Crap. Bye. This'll be good.
What?
Look at the size of this baby.
Kinda want to make a joke about skinning it alive, but after all that crap, I actually do want to skin it.
Splashing must be from a fish.
Shut up, Muse. Not in the mood for you either. Man, I thought we had it rough during the war last year. Can't help a feeling we went from the firing pan to the fire when I look out at that super weapon. You'd think I'd be used to bizarre incidents happening in our backyard, but it never gets any easier. Aged beef. Kinda wonder if the CP regen status is gonna be a norm going forward. This hospital staff is something else. They don't let anything faze them. Guess that's par for the course when it comes to living in Crossbell, though. This state's overcome a lot. I'm out of excuse for being down in the dumps, huh? If they can power through this, then so can I. This is terrible. How long has there been a terrifying weapon like that underneath Lake Elm? Did Airpony make the thing while we were still annexed? There's no way it was built in the last week. What am I supposed to do? What can I do? All I've been doing is cleaning to try to calm myself down. Oh, it's okay. I was looking at that dot and I was a little confused, but it's up here. Bumped into Professor Schmidt and a researcher from Zeiss Central Factory while I was cleaning. You'd think the guy would take a day off or two after all he's done, but he never slows down. Even though the research was all business, if foreigners are working hard for our sakes, then they really need to contribute somehow too. Yes, them all staying there like that is not creepy at all. What is it with the state and unexplainable structures popping out of nowhere? Thank you! I'm glad I'm not the only one who noticed. If you ask me, it looks less like a weapon of war and more like it was made only for mass destruction. But it doesn't matter what it's capable of, the continent will never accept this United Nations stuff as legitimate. Ereboni is still down for the count, so it's going to come down to how Calvert reacts. I'd have gone to stay with my son and daughter-in-law of Limboral if I knew this, if it was going to come to this. Though I think my ex-wife would have a few objections. I don't know if she'll ever take me back. But at this rate, I may never see my family again. I should have just been honest with myself. It's depressing that I'm used to seeing anomalies like this pop up in Crossbell. How does anyone defend against a weapon like that? You need to calm down. Things look bad now, but we can't give up. We gotta keep believing. Never seen anything like it. Its shape is so strange. Whatever it is, it's clearly dangerous enough to cause another war. It's good to see you all. I was expecting you to show up eventually. As I told you earlier, First Lieutenant Morale's surgery went as planned. Though she's far from being discharged, we'll be monitoring her condition for the foreseeable future. I figured we owe you big time, Doc. Isn't that great news, Randy? I think it's a huge weight off everyone's shoulders to hear that she'll be alright. Yes, even as someone not from Crossbell, I can appreciate the sacrifice she made. Let me echo Randy's sentiment. We can't thank you enough, Dr. Sayland. I'm also proud and grateful to you for helping, Lindy. Vivi told me you'd come back to Crossbell with her, but I didn't expect to find you here. Well, I am a Thor's alumnus. No, you're an alumna. That one may be a little obscure for the translator, but alumnus is masculine, alumna is female, and alumnus is masculine singular, because alumni is masculine plural, and most people just say alumni because if you're in a group, it works. Unless you're a group of females, in which case you want to use the female plural, which I actually don't know. I am a Thor's alumna and former nurse at St. Ursula. I couldn't just sit on my hands and do nothing. I want to pitch in even if I can't find on the front lines with you. Rest assured that Morale is in good hands. We'll see that she, the other CGF members, and police officers here get better. We would really appreciate that. So, Mr. Orlando, what would you like to do now? She's not conscious yet, but her condition is stable. I can allow you a brief visit. Are you serious? Would I jest? Besides, there have been numerous accounts of comatose patients being able to hear others' voices. It's possible your visit could help her condition further. Thank you, Doctor. We appreciate the gesture. Should we go visit Morale, then? We'll take you up on that. Very well, then. I'll ask that you keep your voices down, unlike the idiots shouting in the courtyard. There are still other patients in the building. Will do. Then, if you would follow us. Should we go too? It doesn't have anything to do with us. True, but we may as well go out of respect. I agree. I want to see how she's doing, too. Then it's settled. Let's accompany them. So, they still have her in her military uniform. Just saying. Hey, Morale. Her color's looking a lot better now. Yeah, her breathing's stabilized. Vitals, too. She's pulled through the worst of it. Thank goodness. Yeah. Sounds like her condition was severe, but the goddess watched over her. Same doc worked on the Emperor, too, right? She knows her stuff. The rest will be up to her at this point, but she'll be fine, I'm sure. The CGF are no pushovers. Exactly, the best thing we can do is believe. They all care about her so much. I wonder if I'm capable of thinking of others the way they do. Thanks for all you've done for us, Morale. Let's take a good rest. We'll keep on from here. Randy. She's not calling his name, she's describing his actions. Morale. Make sure you come back, you idiot. If I don't have you, I still haven't told you anything. Like where the bodies are buried. Don't worry, she only fell back asleep. Shouldn't even be trying to talk. Try telling her that. She's always pushing it. But hey, it's only a matter of time. You're not the only one who's got stuff to talk about. You'll have the chance soon, I'm sure. Just another reason we gotta make this operation a success, right? Yeah, I'm feeling more fired up about it than I ever was before, even. We'll see you when it's all said and done, right? We'll take care of business. Then it's right back to you before you know it. Well, her condition is stable. Anything could still happen. I'll continue keeping a close eye on her. You come see her again whenever you like. You have my permission. Thanks a million. Just doing my job. As for my other patient... Is that... Ilya? I did receive word that she was brought here. Correct, she's in this building. Cecile should be watching her at the moment. You're welcome to go see her if you like. Really, thank you. Mind if we come along? No, buzz off, Reen. I'd like to know how she's doing, yeah? We're coming with. Just trying not to bug anyone. I need to check in on my other patients, so I'll leave you to it. Take care, alright? I'm still especially worried about you, Reen. Given all the changes you've gone through, but I trust you'll know when it's too much. I'll let you know if I need anything. Thanks, Lindy. After saying their goodbyes to Lindy, they were left to their own devices once again. Got the Lindy note. You have nothing to worry about. I promise you all, I will personally see to it that she's discharged safe and healthy. As a matter of fact, the moment you heard earlier can be taken as a sign that she's beginning to regain consciousness. That's a huge relief. I'm trusting you on this one, Doc. For now, our job is to make sure we do what needs to be done and come back safely ourselves. Together we can do this. First Lieutenant Morale is fast asleep. Something I have to ask you once this is all over, Morale. So please, just hang in there and wait for me. There are so many jokes I can make here. Must not make them. So damn many. Oh, hell no, you need to stay in bed. How many times do I need to tell you that I'm fine? You're such a worrywart. Why is she wearing that in here? Oh, you all couldn't have come at a better time. Hello everyone, I didn't think you'd be paying me a visit so soon. You're looking even better than I expected. That's such a relief. Kinda agree with Sully. You're probably still running on adrenaline. You should get some rest. Not to mention the psychological toll those masks are said to take on wearers. No one could blame you for staying in bed while you can. Honestly, a hospital bed is the last place I want to be after how long it took to complete my rehab. Of that, I'm sympathetic. I thought I was finally ready to take the stage again after 2 long years. But I also got in my head that Crossbell could never be the same again until I did. Must have been my mistake. No one forced me to put the mask on, so I shared just as much of the blame. What do you mean? Where is this coming from? I've been filled with desire to make my performances bigger and better for as long as I can remember. The more time I spent away from the stage, the bigger those dreams got, until I wanted to be on the biggest show ever. One so big that would enrapture everyone, every living person in Crossbell. That would seem completely impossible for anyone but you. In other words, the role you played was a perfect match because it was what you wanted for yourself to begin with. It's starting to click now. It certainly makes sense when you put it that way. I could tell there was a party that was concerned with putting on an entertaining performance, even when you were funning us. But that doesn't mean the dancer is who you really are. So what, you're just gonna mope around and feel sorry for yourself, are you? You're not just gonna mope around and feel sorry for yourself, are you? Maybe you've made a real mess of things, and yeah, Arkansas's future might be a lot muddier now. But you're the one who taught me the only way to fix your screw-ups is by working hard and improving. Sully. She has a point. I also think it would be unfair to ignore how reliant Crossbell has become on you as a role model. That's a feeling we all know too well, and we let it cloud our judgments just the same. Sure as hell did. Take our word for it. It's worth to stick it out and make things right instead of walking away. We want you to take the stage again, but it doesn't have to be as simple for Crossbell. Just be yourself, the best performer there ever was. Yeah, I've been dying to see you make your comeback just because I wanted to see you perform again. And some of us still haven't gotten the pleasure, so we want to see you in your element too. Can't deny it feels like we missed out. I want to see you on stage with my very own eyes. I do believe the audience has spoken. I don't know what to say. You're right. Me? Give up? Go into early retirement? I would never. I'm Ilya Platier, the fervent dancer. To perform is to breathe. There's no place in this world I belong more than the stage. I'm going to take responsibility for my role in what happened. And I've paid my dues. I'm going to show each and every one of you the show of a lifetime. I've got lost time to make up for as soon as I get out of here. Barriella put the new moves I learned as the Duscan Dancer to good use. You will? I'm hardly surprised. Every time this woman falls, she gets back up stronger than ever. Of course she does. That's what makes her Ilya. But I hope you aren't forgetting doctor's orders. You need to take it easy for a while and recover your stamina. Yeah, I almost forgot. Get some rest, you maniac. I know. As much as I don't want to stay in another hospital, but I can't begin to clean up my mess until I've recovered. Nevertheless, my point still stands. You all don't need to worry your pretty little heads over me. All I ask is you promise to do what I can't right now. Fight your butts off. It's a promise. Don't worry, we'll take care of things. Get well soon. We'll see you once it's all over. Ilya's only putting on a brave face. She needs more rest than she lets on. Her injuries are not nearly as bad as before, so she'll recover in no time. All I ask is you put all your faith in her again and be a little more patient. You don't even have to ask. I know she's in good hands with you, Cecile. Can't deny that I have a lot of experience. Before I forget, I want to tell you not to push yourselves too hard either. The continent's future may hang in the balance yet again, but your lives are just as important to me. I know what's at stake as well as how pushy I've been in the past with moments like these, but please take care of yourselves. It's fine, Cecile. You know we always take it to heart. She's right. I have to do everything I can to ensure I don't lose my friends this time, or myself. I need to stop and get a drink. I don't know about you guys, but even with my ears, my voice is starting to sound a little raspy. I can't thank you all enough. I hope to someday take the stage again as the fervent dancer. It feels as though I have a large debt to repay everyone. And when I do, you're going to witness a performance likes of which you've never seen before. But in order for that to happen, you two have some unfinished business to take care of, don't you, Risha, Lloyd? We won't let you down. I wouldn't dream of it. I'll do whatever it takes to stand on stage with you again. I know we're hardly out of the woods, but just seeing Ilya back to her usual self is a relief. Everything's going to work out. All three of us are going to take the stage again soon. I just knew it. So go do what needs to be done, Risha. Each and every one of you had better make it back safe and sound. I know worrying won't do any good, so I'll come cheer you on instead. Go kick some ass and get back here ASAP. Thanks, Lily. We've got this. Hang in there, and take care of Ilya until we return, okay? So the fast travel isn't working here, that's why I was standing there like that. I don't remember that spot. Oh, that's where Shizuku and the others were, wasn't it? Aw, oh, man, the way they changed this place. I feel like we're right back to square one after the speech Alborea gave. Retributive Tower, you can retribute my ass. Last thing we need is another war. I do not remember Nurse Jenny here. I wonder if that's supposed to be instead of Nurse Joy and Officer Jenny. A tremendous shock went through the building when that light pierced the sky. I was so terrified that I couldn't move. Yet it hasn't slowed down Cecile, Lindy, or Dr. Salen. It's awe-inspiring to see what they'll do for their patients. I heard Dr. Lago and the others who went to that conference are trying to find a way back home. Even Sorona's doing everything in her power to help. I can't afford to stand around here and do nothing. Patients are my top priority as long as I'm wearing these scrubs. I need to pull myself together. Dang it, talk to him. I know I shouldn't be getting excited after so many new patients arrived. But boy, is it great to have Cecile, Lindy, and Dr. Salen back. This place is a lot more cheerful with those ladies roaming the halls. Need to keep it together and stay strong. How are you feeling today, Yarnak? Can't say I'm doing so hot after what they just said on the radio. That's fair. I don't get what's so retro about that tower anyway. Retro? What are you talking about? Anyway, I wrote a poem just like you suggested. Thought about the good old days back home in Ulster. The sun's nice and warm, distillery pulleys churn, smiles for all at home. So yeah, that is a haiku. That's wonderful, Ulster. That's wonderful. Ulster must be a wonderful place. Yeah, I guess so. Something came back to me as I wrote it. I always thought there'd be no place for me if I ever went back. That's not what Ulster is like. Everyone there is so kind. Probably have been worried sick about me since I haven't come home. How could I have been so blind? So yeah, I will give them props for trying to keep the meter of the haiku. I'm so glad Yarnak is feeling better. Maybe I'm finally starting to come into my own as a nurse. Martha and Maeve are going to be so proud of me. I can't wait to see the looks on their faces. They're going to be looks of disbelief. I feel like I can finally move on with my life, and it's all thanks to Cerrone. I wonder what everyone back in Ulster is up to. I really hope they're all okay. I heard you can get a good view of the tower from the rooftop garden. Not really. I'm too scared to try. My anxiety is spiking so bad that I'm afraid I'll take a turn for the worst. Well, you better get there kind of quick, because I'm going to go trash the place. So, how do we talk to this one? Like, her eyes are open, but we can't talk. Ah, there we go. My dang hip. If only I hadn't been so surprised. The sky went so bright that I leaped up and threw it out, right when I was getting better, too. You're not the only one. I fell into my chair and nearly broke my hip, too. Now I'm back to being a patient just like you. What rotten luck. That's my line. But you know, Yaela, we still make for quite the pair even now, huh? Suppose we do, but this is one thing I'd rather we didn't have in common. There's a big world out there that's having a rough go of it. Look at us, bedridden with a pair of bad hips. Now, what's done is done. We can't beat ourselves up over it. It's like I always say when you try to dressing fancy and look young again. You gotta embrace who you are. Will you stop bringing that up, you old coot? Just tell me like it is. You're the one who can't... my hip. See what you made me do? So, yeah, I guess they're just permanently linked in more ways than one. surprised they loaded this entire thing like that. Never expect to receive a request to land from a girl with an airship. That was a bizarre call to receive. So thankful she's bringing Dr. Salem and so many patients needing care with her. Many of them guardsmen and police officers sustained injuries while trying to free the city. Now isn't the time for us to be hung up on the Supreme Leader's warning. We have to keep it together. The Guardian Force got in touch just a little while ago. The Ursula branch line is back in service, so refugees have been returning home. Meanwhile, we have newly injured patients to take care of. Fortunately, we can also request assistance from now that we're no longer isolated. We're going to need it with the wave of walk-in patients we're sure to get. Time to roll up those sleeves and get to work. So there is someone back here, but they don't let you go through every part of it. You better believe that beam of light scared me half to death. The hospital avoided going into a full-blown panic, thankfully. Probably have the residents and nurses to thank for that. They've done a bang-up job keeping the patients calm. Should go and lend Dr. Salem a hand. It wouldn't be right to expect her to do everything now that she's back. We're expecting more patients soon, so I should also do my rounds and check the patients' charts while I still have time. It's good to see you're still in one piece, Lloyd. You even reunited with the rest of your Triple S pals, too. Even you and her classmates are here, and some other faces I don't recognize. Yeah, I guess we kind of are a big crowd for a place like this, huh? It's no big deal. Actually, things were a lot stressful earlier when that new patient in critical condition arrived. Thankfully, she's doing a lot better now that Dr. Salem has access to everything she needs to treat her. You don't have anything to worry about, Randy. She's gonna be fine. Thanks, Lon. I know she's in good hands. I take it you guys have some kind of big mission you have to do, huh? That's how it always is. Good luck in trying not to do anything too crazy. I know a lot of people are kind on you all, but your lives are just as valuable as anyone else's. Goes double for you boys. Don't you dare make Cecilia Morale cry. Read you loud and clear, no kick in the bucket today. I'll keep that in mind. It's almost time for your residency to end, huh? For final exams and centers, so I can really put you through your paces. Aren't they right around the corner? You've been spending all your time studying counseling tips to deal with the patients. What about everything else? Guess you got me there. Sorry if I've been making you nervous. You're right, there are a lot of things I should be studying too, but I don't know, it just feels like the right thing to do with the city being occupied and there possibly being another war. I was writing an essay about the hospital's future and just sort of got worked up into focusing all my attention on helping people. I respect the hustle, but who are you going to help if you fail your final exams? So here, that's why I went around and collected some data on all the patients you've counseled. I've looked into a few thesis papers that I thought might be relevant. Check them out when you have time. I only made it as far as I have because of your help. Can't just sit back and watch you struggle with your finals. Luke, I don't know what to say. Okay, I'll give my best shot. Showing concern for the patient's exam, what Michaud needs to think about his well-being too. Still learning the ropes, but I think he'll be a great doctor someday. I hope Michaud shows that to the people. I'll be finishing my residency ahead of Luke, though I have no idea if the exams will still go ahead as scheduled given the current state of affairs. Still want to provide a good example for Luke. I should finish up that essay and get back to studying. How did it come to this? I feel like I'm trapped in a bad dream. United Nation? What a bunch of BS. Does that supreme jerk really expect it to happen so easily? How is this going to lead to peace on the continent? You just need enough duct tape. That's all it comes down to. I didn't know you were here, Lindy. Just talking to Nana about how she's feeling post-op. So glad you came back, Lindy. Did the best I could at my rehab, even after those soldiers took everything over. Because you told me the sooner I get better, the sooner I can play the piano again. Is it okay that I still want to, even after all the bad things that happened? Of course, Nana. I promise everything is going to be alright. Just like you haven't given up on your rehab, there are still people out there fighting to put an end to all of this. That's why you need to keep it up and believe that you can play again once peace is returned. Wow, okay, Lindy, I'll believe it. I'm going to play the piano again one day, no matter what. I'm not giving up. Am I the only one who's also feeling inspired right now? You're not. We need to remember that there are normal people counting on us to give them back their peace of mind. So keep in mind, I guess you're supposed to see this before you ran to Lindy on the roof. I've been doing my best to make Lindy proud, just like I promised. Can't wait to show her all the progress I made. I'll do whatever I can to help you all, even as I continue to handle my patients. As much as I want to think about it, if anyone gets hurt during the operation, rest assured that we're prepared to treat them. That being said, try to come back safe and sound, okay? All of you, I mean it. We'll wait to hear the good news. And with that, we've done everything at St. Ursula, and I think we're effectively done here. I don't know what's out here, but maybe we'll find it on the way to Orcus. So in the next video, I'll be going around fighting monsters and fishing. Hope you guys enjoy. I'm the Hero of Light. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.